Cecropia are huge moths with a wingspan of up to 6 inches. They are sometimes called robin moth because of their similar coloring to the American robin, such a fantastic nighttime counterpart to that completely ordinary bird. The adult male's torso is orange-red and furry, banded with white. Its wings are grayish-brown with dark eye spots along the upper edge. At the center of the hind wings are pale crescent shapes called lumineals because they look like...
Well, the whole time that I was writing this novel, I was working on other projects, picture book texts and folk tales for younger readers, and doing school visits with these books, and really enjoying them. But I kept coming back to this longer project that just pulled me in whenever I had time, whenever I got a little inspiration to come back to it. It just always pulled me in and kept me alive, I think, as a novelist. This novel, more than anything else I've written, required a lot of research because I'm not an environmental scientist, I'm not trained in the sciences, I'm not an entomologist, and also because the character who's at the heart of the novel is a lepidopterist, which is a person who studies moths and butterflies. So I had to study moths, and his obsessions needed to become my obsessions, or maybe it was the other way around. This was such a wonderful project for me because I was able to pay tribute through this book to a novel that I loved when I was a little girl. It's a novel called Girl of the Limberlost, and it's written by Jean Stratton Porter. It's 100 years old this year, but it was a novel that I had loved, and one of the things that first got me interested in moth and moth lore. So it was wonderful to be able to kind of revisit that novel and then celebrate it with this novel that I was writing myself. But I was also able to pay tribute to the area in southwestern Michigan where I grew up. And actually the setting for my novel is a corner of Michigan, the southwestern corner, that is the area that I'm from. And it was really wonderful to be able to set a novel there. It's called Riverside in my novel, but it's actually a place called Fernwood. I believe that a place like Riverside could heal Nora if there were people there who cared about her. She's a very angry teenager when we meet her. She's in a damaged, orphaned state, and she comes to Riverside needing safety and a place of sanctuary. And Riverside changes her, and the moths change her. Moths are really the dark sister of butterflies, and they represent a fascination with death and self-destruction. But really, I think moths are kind of misunderstood. They're very beautiful and benevolent and mysterious, and they're important to the development of the novel because there's so much mystery and secrecy that the characters need to uncover. So the moths themselves become very important. Really, this novel is a romance. It's about two damaged, secretive teenagers who find each other in a safe place on the river. And they trust no one for good reason, and they learn from the moths for good reason. Because really, isn't that what romance is for characters at any age? It's a metamorphosis.
After about an hour, I began to sense that she was near. I sat very still. Soon, a tall and wondrous creature came up behind me, put her lips against my cheek, and covered my eyes with her calloused hands. I froze for a long moment, breathing her scent, then stood up and turned around, blocking the light and causing moths to scatter. I wrapped my arms around her and pulled her close and kissed her